The melted remains of my comrades litter the floor. It was a tan fantasy, 50 shades of green. Toxic fumes filled the air, and as I walked down the streets of molten plastic, I inhaled the last breaths of dead men. I stepped through the portal, afraid of what I might find in the big world, but they say the grass is always greener on the other side. The tans were waiting for me. I was just a gringo in a foreign land. Tan-fastic. This army molded me into the soldier I am today. I'm a mean green killing machine, and I'm working on my tan. As I stared into the face of the man responsible for all of this, I realized that war is not black and white. It's green and tan.
I know what you're thinking. I've been lied to. This isn't a Max Payne game. Well, I assure you that this game is more like Max Payne than any other game you've ever played. How? Let me give you the background. But first, if you're new to the channel, I'll be doing a lot more gaming content like this and others, so subscribe and hit that notification bell. Now, back to the video. Army Men is a video game series by the now-defunct 3DO company about plastic toy soldiers. This series was designed to appeal to a mass market by being age rating appropriate for children. Fast forward 6 years later to the middle of the 2000s in gaming's dark and edgy phase, and we get Army Men: Sarge's War. Both Max Payne 1 and 2 came out before this game, in 2001 and 2003 respectively. I never noticed the similarities as a kid because I didn't play the Max Payne games until years later, but this game has obvious influence in every aspect.
Rockstar Games presents Max Payne, the intense story of a fugitive undercover cop who is framed for murder. A man with nothing to lose. Revolutionary bullet time gameplay slows down the action, showing bullets in flight, giving Max the edge against impossible odds. Prepare for pain. Max Payne. Get it now on PlayStation 2, Xbox, and PC. Rated M for mature.
His entire squad has been melted. His nation stands on the brink of destruction. And his enemy has possession of the most diabolical weapon ever created. Never fight a man who has nothing to lose.
Max Payne is very unique in how it puts together all of its pieces. Story, tone, presentation, gameplay. So as a fan, finding similar games is pretty difficult. Even Max Payne 3 took a big turn in direction, though well worth a playthrough. Most Max Payne likes focus on the bullet time aspect, but fail to capture the rest of the game. I think the only two games that even come close to the overall package would be the Punisher game on PS2 and maybe Dead to Rights 2. But Sarge's War is different, because the only thing it's missing from the Max Payne experience is bullet time. And I should know, because when I first played through Max Payne, I forgot bullet time was even a feature, and I beat almost the whole game without it. Let's start with the voice. Both games have you play as the titular character, and both narrate their own stories. The original voice actor for Sarge was actually Jim Cummings.
Life in plastic is fantastic.
But for this game, they changed him to a James McCaffrey sound-alike.
Plastros elite guard, hundreds of them, coming through that portal like a swarm of angry wasps.
I can't actually find out who it is because they only credit 3 people to voice, no specific characters. Robin Castillo, Rusty Drake, and Terry Morados. Take a listen.
They were all dead. The final gunshot was an exclamation mark to everything that had led to this point. I released my finger from the trigger, and then it was over.
It was over. I'd waited for this moment for so long, and now I felt nothing. Malice was dead, grim, The heroes and Vicky, all dead.
The voices are very similar, and honestly, you could swap them interchangeably and it would probably fit great. Let's try it.
It was over. I'd waited for this moment for so long, and now I felt nothing. Alice was dead, and Grim, the heroes and Vicky, all dead. I tried to make sense of what happened, but the only clear thing that kept ripping through my skull was that war makes no sense. War is hell, all right. Hell is for heroes.
While Sarge's War has FMVs and Max Payne has comics, both games also utilize real-time cutscenes. Both games have a dark tone and backstory. Max's wife and child are murdered, so he goes on a quest for revenge. Sarge's girlfriend, squad, and nearly the entire Green Army are killed, so he goes on a quest for revenge. Sarge's War has war plans that give lore. Max Payne has some interactable objects in the environment that do the same. We also get an insight into their psyche.
Hi, this is Mona. What's your name?
I just need someone to talk to.
Honey, this is a phone sex line. All we do is talk.
Right. How do you fix something like that? How do you make amends? I thought it would help, but it only made it worse.
Just give me your credit card number and I can listen to you all night.
Killing them all only made it worse. It didn't bring them back.
Hey, what are you, some kind of weirdo?
Sorry.
The kitchen. I'm still only in the kitchen. Seems like I've been fighting in this place for a week. When I think about exacting my revenge on Malice, everything comes into focus.
Something else that's fun is the enemies that haven't seen you yet actually have conversations with each other, which is often used for humor.
It's a good thing we're guarding this time bomb.
Don't worry, there's no possible way that Sarge can find the secret cave.
Okay, this is it. Any moment now, Payne's gonna bust through that door with murder in his eye. It's either him or us. I, for one, am gonna pump the SOB so full of lead, they'll need a forklift to carry the coffin to the grave.
But when they do notice you, they'll yell, "It's Payne!" or "It's Sarge!"
It's Sarge. Get him!
It's Payne! He's coming down the stairs! Shoot the bastard!
Something I find really funny in games like this is when the enemies have no concept of just how screwed they are. Actually, this is something I thought about when playing Halo Infinite, because by Halo 3, all of the grunts run away screaming, "It's the demon!"
Oh, beware! It's the demon!
But in Halo Infinite, it's a new faction, and they're all like, "Let's kill this guy!" "I can't wait for this guy to show up. We're gonna get him." Are you crazy? He has literally killed hundreds of people. It's just one guy. Yes, one guy did all of that. Tough guy, huh? We can take him. There's actually a ton of enemies, and it's really easy to die in either game, especially because they like to hide enemies around corners, just out of sight, so you die over and over again until only through the power of trial and error do you figure out the enemy AI placement and map layout. You are a one-man army, so you have to constantly keep moving or die, though there are some instances where you have some backup. Then there's some basic gameplay things, like a similar weapons list and finding health pickups in the levels. And this was the golden era of video gaming, where every game had cheat codes. That about sums it up. Raw gameplay, story and tone, dialogue and voices, all feel just like Max Payne to me. But I recommend you give this game a go for yourself. The Army Men series never made it past the 6th generation, and this game never got a re-release though, so you'll either need to pick up a retro console or download an emulator. It's cheap though, only a couple of bucks on the secondhand market. The same goes for the rest of the series, but the RTS games are on Steam and GOG if you want to check them out. I'll leave links in the description to the games, fan games, Discord, and other content, including a full list of Max Payne clones I found. Maybe I'll even make a video on them later. If you know of any other Max Payne clones, let me know in the comments section below. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.
The truth cascaded through my plastic skull, shiny green skin, and a distinct stench of polypropylene. I was a toy soldier. Funny as hell, it was the most horrible thing I could think of.